sounds like that you grew up a little bit and went on mission trips, and so, I mean, it still called to you even when you were older.
I sought it out. I went through a pretty traumatic thing when I was younger. I think all kids get teased a bit, but I am pretty sensitive. I'm a pretty sensitive person, and I took everything pretty tough when I was younger, and I just got to a point where I just stopped going to school. Like I was like seventh and eighth grade. I didn't really show up a whole lot. Not that like I would just like skip school because I kind of had this idea that that's not right, but like I'd find ways to not go, and I was very resistant of it, and I know even like my dad, I know you were talking about like miracles and like a miracle that he brings up a lot because he didn't know what to do with me. It's like here I've got this like kid who's like just all in his own head and like stuck at home and he can't like go to school and he's not having this like, normal life. And they had this class. It was like kind of like a resource class where I was looking to get put into that where you'd be there all day long and you'd have like people that kind of in the same boat that you were in, and it was like kind of taught by just one teacher or two teachers, and you weren't like mainstreamed into like the rest of the classes. And I didn't want to go to that either. Like I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not going to go back to school. And there was a kid that was in that class. My dad was like, we'd go like on these walks, and then we took this like nature hike. I grew up by the Fox River, by the way, in Devil's Cave. So like we were on this like little nature hike, and there was this kid. It was like a really cold day. Like it was like in the winter. I was at home like all the fall term, and I was looking to not go back for the spring term. And this kid rode up on his bike, and he just happened to be a kid in this class who I was going to be going to. And he's like, hey, and he talked to me a little bit. He's like, his name is Byron, which is really interesting. And I lost contact with him. I don't know what he's doing now, but I know he had some of his own like darkness and whatnot to deal with. But like he's like, hey, I hope to see you in class on Monday. I'd like to like hang out with you, and like I think he was kind of looking for someone maybe to talk to. And my dad's like, wow, and like later, not so much at the moment, but he was like, wow, that was something that was a moment where things came together. Cause like this kid didn't like live near me. And we're like going on a hike. It's like 6 o'clock at night on the Red Oak Nature Center, and it's like bitter cold. It's like below zero. And this kid's on a bike, riding his bike, and he just happened to like come up and like encourage me to go to class. And the next day, I was like, all right, well, I'll get in the car and I'll show up there. And then it just happened to be that my dad actually took off at work, which was not typical for him because like he worked, he was at work every day. Did not get sick, still doesn't get sick. But we pulled up in the parking lot, and it happened to be that one of the aides in the class was there late, and she was in the parking lot too, and she was in the car in front of us, and she recognized me in the car, and she basically walked me into the school. So like there were like some things almost like God's way of being like, all right, you you have to go, and we're gonna walk you through this, and make you do this. But that whole thing was like quite an experience, like growing up, and like definitely shaped me a lot as an individual, and maybe in some ways helps me connect with students now.